All right. It was interesting. The music when I got out of the car after talking about the korbanos was Yiboneh Mikdash. It's not a coincidence, The Born Shalom viert de Welt. Born Shalom hat uns lieb. We have to, we have to look at these things. But then we're talking about having a chukah, nichts v'chol nafshi l'chad sois Hashem libi v'sori yiranin l'kel chai. This is how we have to fear zich. We have to have excitement and for the Beis Hamikdash. I remember years ago I got a tape of the old Pittsburgher Rebbe by Slichus, and that's what he was talking about. This desire, this tshuka, this to chalish, we say in Yiddish, for the Beis Hamikdash and for the korbanos and things. How many of us feel that? We sit on Tisha B'Av. We don't think of it. We go through all Tisha B'Av. We can read all the korbanos and everything. I mean, all the kinnis. And do we really even? I mean, it's a. To me, it's a disgusting thing. What I say, I know. We say, tov ma'at b'karvana me'harbe b'loy kavana. But what else do you have to do on Tisha B'Av than to say kinnis? And people, they want to skip half the kinnis. I don't understand it. I understand that certain people, they can't read, so read it in English. Like we don't feel anything. But the thing is that's the point. That's why we don't have a Beis Hamikdash. You understand what I'm saying? It's not because we gotta go and go build a Beis Hamikdash. We're going to be big Zionists and going to go build. We'll knock down whatever they have there, and we'll build our temple and we start bringing korbanos. No, that's not how it works. I'm sorry. All you're going to do is start a war if you do that. No, you can't do that. I know Satmarov was very upset that the Zionim left. Well, he called the Avodah Zarah on the Har HaBayis. And I know most Rishonim would not use the term Avodah Zarah, but the Satmarov, he was following, that's his Masorah from the Sons of Rav, to call that the Avodah Zarah. I know it's offensive to certain people, and I have a lot of friends who that's their avodah. Not friends, but people I work with. That's their avodah, and these are our cousins, Shmuelin. I wish them well, But the truth is, a lot of people don't know that. Satmarov, he was, I don't think Meir Kahana said that. What Satmarov said, because Meir Kahana, who actually his family were Shinover Chassidim. He said that Muslims could be considered Ger Toshav because they're not Oivdei Avodah Zarah. So they could live in Eretz Yisrael as a din of a Ger Toshav. And the Satmarov would seem would be chaylik and would be more in the extreme that you would expect Meir Kahana to be. The Satmarov was. It's an Alagulav Al Tamura. I know Meir Kahana also wrote a book Alagulav Al Tamura, but when you talk about Alagulav Al Tamura, we mean the Satmarov's Alagulav Al Tamura. It's I think, or maybe Meir Kahana's book was Al Tamura or Al Gula, I don't know, but I don't remember that. I mean, it makes sense. The pasuk is Al Gula Al Tamura. So. But we think that it's all something very simple and physical. You know, Israel, they have an army now. Right? So what? So the Arabs want to fight us. The Arabs don't want us to build a temple. Who cares? It's ours. Let's fight about it. You want to fight about it? Let's fight. You know. But it doesn't work that way. First of all, al pi halacha, it doesn't work that way. Jewishly, it doesn't work that way. Pekuach nefesh. And we don't have the Urim Tumim. We don't have Nevi'im. And we don't have the Paraduma. But that's all secondary to what we really got to think about. I don't know how many of these people, the Temple Mount Faithful people, feel that type of hishtoikakus for the Karbonos in the base of Mikdash that, like I mentioned before, the Vizhnitzer Rebbe from Chaim Misha Lake feels. I mean, I'm just being honest. I believe that this man, and I'm not a chassid of his. I'm not in any sense. But to see such a thing, that the Karbanos, you know, most people who are big daveners, right? It's Pesukei de Zimra is the big deal. You look at a tzaddik like with Tzvi Meir Zilberberg. I used to daven with him with somewhat of a kaviyas, usually Friday morning when I was in Eretz Yisrael. I would go daven there by Ramoshe Aryeh Freund's house. I have a son, Moshe Aryeh. And it's not named after Ramoshe Aryeh Freund. It's named after who Ramoshe Aryeh Freund is named after. My Zayda, the Krula Rav. And you know, so anyway, you know, it's a fascinating thing. Anyway, so we you know, meaning, and I'm not saying this to put down Tzvi Meir Zilberberg, and he also took a long time to say Korbanos. But like the main thing was Pesukei de Zimra, which is already in the Olam Yitzira, you know. Like we said before, the Korbanos in Olam Asiyah. But like, do you chap what we're talking about here? Where is the passion for Yiddishkeit? I mean, I was listening to Rabbi Weinberger, and he was talking about this story about being at a hotel, working at a hotel, and there was a show, and then there was Slichus, and then there was another show. And the people before Slichus, they were talking, the minion was there already, and the Chazan with his talis on was like, let's get this over with already so we could get to the show. Rabbi Weinberger said, "I can't." He was a regular modern Orthodox kid then, you know. He wasn't with the beard and payas like he is now, you know. And he said, "I can't daven in a place like this." And he said that changed his life, you know. I can't. I'll go say slichus by myself. This guy's going to be my shliach tzibur, a guy who doesn't care. He would rather see some stupid magic show than to say slichus on the first night of slichus. I mean, I was thinking about it because, like, you know, we were discussing today. We got into discussion about birds and about, you know, it's interesting how the discussion went, because first we spoke about are you okay? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the school bus.
Okay.
Thanks.
So, they, so like the desire for the korbanos, for this, for the, where is it? I mean, so we were talking about at work. We got to discussing in halacha the question of gambling and things, and how one thing led to another. First we were talking about how animals, scientists say different animals evolved in different ways, and we were talking about how animals are. We started talking about. It's funny. I said I wanted ice for my foot, and they said, "This is how my brain thinks." Then they said, "Oh, when we ask for ice for a wound or something, they always put iodine in it to make sure we're not going to put it in our drinks." And I said, iodine, it's a necessary nutrient, but it's so you could eat it, but it's chametz, And then we're talking about what's chametz and what different and why kitnios isn't chametz. And we were talking about corn, and then I said, well, the corn that we have today is not the original maize that the Native Americans had, although the Native Americans were the ones who originally cultivated. And then we talked about how other animals, horses, how they are bred, and how this guy, he said, a horse, if you tried to put a bridle on it from the Civil War era, it wouldn't fit because the horses now are bigger than the old horses. And then because he was involved in Civil War reenactment, and then and then we got talking about horses, and we somehow from horses we got to pigs, and from pigs we got to animals that are not kosher and the animals that are kosher, and that though afal pichen the mammals we eat are docile, but the birds we eat, actually, even though, and the Ramban makes a big deal about this, but the fact is the birds are not so docile, the chickens are always fighting, and then Dr. Greer said something about that the doves wage war with each other. We always think of doves as being peaceful animals, and really wolves are much more peaceful than doves, and I didn't talk about that, and then so then we were talking. I said, someone I know, he raises pigeons, and one of my neighbors says shechs pigeons and doves, and it's called squab, I think. We weren't sure, and that was the korbanos and this and that. And there we talked about the korbanos, and then so then he said if someone's raising pigeons in upstate New York, it's because he races them. And then I said, in the Chazal, when they talk about a gambler, it's mafricha yoina. That's the term that the Chazal use is someone who races pigeons and doves. It's just one thing after another. It all comes together, and I forgot what I was talking about with the, So then, this is something, Rabbi Wein, we're talking about slichas. I said, it's a problem. A lot of Jewish people, they like to gamble, and it's not really so kosher. We said for sure to gamble with your friends is outright theft. And to gamble at a casino is just stupid. Although it's probably not usur, it's probably permitted mitzad adin, but it's meikar adin, but it's a waste of money, and it's bal tashchis, And the thing is, like one guy who comes to shul here, he said, he was doing some work at the casino in. Because we're talking about bringing the casinos here to Sullivan County. Now they opened a casino here, and it was a whole discussion about it and everything, and and in the end they got it, and he was it was maybe people say it's too little, too late, or whatever, but then this guy, I didn't say this at work because it was shikul Hashem, but like this guy, like he said, he have to excuse me. So he said he was working at whatever the casino's called in Connecticut. I don't remember, the Mohegan Sun. He works with speakers and sound systems and stuff. And he said it was Slichas night, and there was like 4 minyanim saying Slichas at the casino. You know, there's something wrong there. If the night of Slichas, that's where you are, you know. And like Rabbi Weinberger told the story how his daughter was babysitting, and every week this couple, they would go out Motzei Shabbos, whatever, and she'd babysit them and their kids, you know, and it was Slichas night, and like Rabbi Weinberger was like, you know, please tell me, you know, that that this couple, you know, they're going to go to Slichas somewhere else. She said, no, they're going to the movies, and then they'll be back in time for Slichas. On Slichas night, I mean, I love going to the movies. I'll admit, it's Chatoy Ani Mazkir Hayom. I love going to the movies, but not on Slichas night. I don't care. You know, I'm not going to movies on Slichas night. You know. That reminds me, when is Joey's memorial for his dad? Is that this week? I gotta look that up. I should go to that. I think it's actually next week. For Joey Vento. He's one of our friends from the movie fans. All right. Well, God bless you. Thank you for watching. God bless. Please like, share, and subscribe, comment, hit the little bell notification. And I'm not holding there either. So who am I to talk? But we got to work on it. We should at least have a goal. Don't give up, you know. All right. Thank you for watching. Take care.